let's see. I don't know how to put this, but I'm just gonna say it. Some of the advice that's on YouTube with regards to martial arts is awful. It's just really bad. It's based on people that are pretty much just young and they're totally misinterpreting what Bruce Lee said, or they don't know when they need to mature beyond Bruce Lee. Now, I'm not going to try to take anything away from his accomplishments as a martial artist because he certainly accomplished more than I have, and maybe even more than I ever will have. But one thing I will say about Bruce is that I think that a lot of his views were young. He was young when he came up with them, and I understand where he was coming from. But I think that eventually, if he had lived longer and had gotten older, he would have changed his opinion on a few things. He may not have been so critical of the classical styles themselves, but realized that there is value in style, and there's a value in style because it helps you organize the martial arts into something that you can manage. All right, but on to my first point for today. My first major contention of bad advice is the idea that you should not study with anyone unless they're in tip-top shape and they're the physical specimen that you want to be. That is stupid advice. Let me tell you why. All you have to do is look at Mike Tyson and Cus D'Amato. Mike Tyson was in a lot better physical condition than Cus D'Amato was by the time Cus found Mike. But by the time that Cus found Mike, Cus knew so much about the game that he could develop somebody like Mike Tyson into a champion. As I understand it, Mike Tyson wasn't Cus's only champion either. So you can't just say that, Cus was lucky he found Mike. No. You can be as talented as you want, but if you don't have the opportunity and the right coaching and teaching behind you, you're not gonna become a champion like that. It's not gonna happen. If you also think that the only people who can show you how to improve what you do in the martial arts are people who will have six-pack abs and a super built and everything, can do, flips and jump over chairs and break 5 boards in the air while spinning against the laws of gravity. That's stupid. I'm exaggerating, but you get my point though. This is the only criteria that you really need in terms of picking a teacher. Number one, do I get along with this person? Do I feel like he or she and me can work together? Do our personalities mesh well? And after that, do they know something that I don't? I wouldn't even necessarily get caught up on rank. I would look at, do they know something that I don't? As far as rank goes, are they meeting the bare minimum teaching standards for their styles? Some styles let purple belts instruct. Other styles say you got to be a 4th degree black belt to instruct. Even if it's an independent club, a lot of times, like I found, I'm running actually 2 independent clubs. My main independent club still kind of comes out of a tradition of you have to be a black belt in order to be able to teach. That's kind of standard practice in that style, like for Taekwondo. So if somebody just got a green or blue belt in Taekwondo and then they want to turn around and teach Taekwondo, that's probably not someone that you would want to train with. But they could be very good. And it's not to say that you still might not learn something from them if they know something that you don't. I don't think the person needs to be able to bench press more than you. I don't think they need to be able to run farther than you, faster than you. I don't even go as far as to say I don't even think they necessarily need to be able to beat you up. But if they have more knowledge up here of the style than you do, they can help you out. Without naming names, I'm just going to say this before I close this video. And this is just one person that I ran into that was like this. I trained with a guy. He couldn't really move anymore because of his health. He couldn't really move his legs. And he helped me with my throwing techniques. And he helped me with my mat work. Hey, because he knows more than me about that art. He knows more than me about judo. So I trained with him. He didn't have to have a six pack abs and be built like a bodybuilder and be perfect. That's what I'm getting at. Your teacher doesn't have to be perfect. Some of y'all are crazy. The teacher doesn't have to be perfect. They just got to know more than you do. Okay? And that's it. So if you think that the only people you can learn from are people who look like they live in the gym, then you're only going to be limiting yourself to learning from people who are pretty much still in their prime and have no major health issues. And what are you going to do? Dump them once they get old? Yeah, you probably will. You probably will.